30, 97 seconds, everything you love, everything you don't love, everything we love.
You know, pigs can't look up.
Oh my God. We've been over this. Remember, we talked about this. And dogs.
Dogs can look up.
I know that was the one I said that you said they can look up.
Yeah, they can look up, but pigs
Did we
can't.
prove pigs yet?
Yeah, 100% pigs can't look up, dude.
Oh, shit.
They have to sit in order to look up, I think.
You know what that means, right?
What's that?
As long as you're above a cop, you can never get a ticket.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Nobody. Who said that? Anyways.
If you're in a helicopter,
Listen.
how are they going to ticket you?
Speaking of helicopters, I got one for you. How do you feel about Lockheed Martin and DARPA trying to make the Black Hawk a drone?
Well, it's already been proven that it can fly independently and it's flown remotely.
Oh,
And
gosh.
if you want to put your tinfoil hat on, apparently there's talk on Capitol Hill about that helicopter that smashed into that plane.
Was it automated?
There were people in it, but somebody took it over and drove it remotely into the plane.
I 1000% believe that. Who's the one dude that was talking about how he can
Think
fish
about all the all the
stuff?
airplane crashes that have been happening recently,
Oh, so many.
all over the place.
So many.
Yeah, I'm willing to believe it's some hacker job shit, kind of like that boat running into the bridge. There's my tinfoil hat.
How do you not see that bridge? And even if you didn't see it, if you were piloting
You temporarily lost power for
right,
30
seconds, the perfect 30 seconds,
Right.
the perfect storm. No, I like.
And then
so
look
here's
how
the
cool.
thing.
Instead of making, hold on. Here's how you know it was bullshit, right? The government came out and said, instead of holding the boat company responsible and making them pay for the bridge, they said, don't worry about it. We'll pay for it.
The government did.
Yes. So what's that tell you?
Yeah, they fucked us. Bro, they don't pay for anything.
You came out on TV and said, don't worry about it. We'll pay for the bridge. Instead of holding the guy who rammed the bridge responsible for the payment
How many people
and
did
their
they,
insurance company.
How many people did they kill in that? Was there a few people that died?
There were people on the bridge. Yeah. I think there were like 8 missing souls.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Listen, man, a Black Hawk drone, though, wasn't the Black Hawk, you might know about this.
Listen, I
more
just
than
watched
would.
video footage of Russian soldiers being medevaced from the battle zone with drones.
Get the fuck out of here.
Just saw it. Big giant drone with a sling underneath carrying guys out of combat. And it was being filmed by the guy in the sling.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
We were born in the wrong era.
Yeah, the future's
We
coming.
could have been playing video games for the military,
Yep,
driving drones.
future's coming. What do you know about this? We're all over the place today, right?
Yeah,
But I mean, whatever.
doesn't
What do you
matter.
know about this Garth Brooks being a serial killer?
Oh, yeah, I've been hearing about that. Let's see. So how does it work? Something about they linked certain bodies to his concert, his concert destinations.
On the days he was holding concerts, these people come up missing.
Get
and
the
like,
fuck out of
yeah,
here, bro.
it's a big
Listen,
online, popular
we
online
have
thing that Garth
talked-
Brooks is a fucking serial killer.
We have extensively talked about the parameters that would make a serial killer's life easier, and touring is one of them.
Oh,
Touring
That's
is
why do you think they
1000% one of them.
why do you think they think there's a shitload of fucking serial killers that are truckers?
Yeah, 1000% there are. 1000%, bro. You got a mobile ass house. You could put shit in there. You could do the Dahmer. You could do the Gacy. You could do anything. And you have a truck that's going anywhere. They had a
Nobody questions it.
right. They had a Criminal Minds episode about that. And it was literally supposed to be, they were considering him one of the biggest serial killers of all time. And he was considered a trucker because he was, able to travel.
They did that movie, Suspect Zero,
I remember that one. Yep.
right?
I haven't
It
seen
was the
that since
same
the
press-
90s. Was
yeah.
it a trucker in that one?
It was a trucker,
No
and
shit.
they used a remote viewer, a former government remote viewer, to track him down.
Cheapers creepers, bro.
Right? And how about speak totally off the wall subject, not off the wall, but different. We haven't talked about this on the show yet.
Oh.
All the
I don't
whistleblowers
know.
coming
I don't
forward
know.
about the UFOs.
Well, we definitely talked about UFOs.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about the latest
Oh, what was the
whistleblower
latest one?
who came forward and said he was on crash retrieval programs.
Get out of here.
100%.
Was it one of the ones you sent me?
And he did a 3-hour interview about recovering crashed UFO.
Oh, I didn't watch that. Who was it? Was it one of the older guys or was
No,
it a
it's
younger
a young.
cat?
It's a young guy.
It's a younger guy?
Yep.
What's he saying he recovered? What's the big ones?
He recovered at least he only talked about 2, maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was egg-shaped, and one
Oh.
of them was a disc, but it looked like an octagon from the top.
Oh,
But it was a disc, but it had like
listen,
octagon spines.
aliens don't care about car shape the way we do as Americans. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
I'm starting to see like a thing here. They're smarter because they're not stupid enough to put a dress kit on it.
Right. And then he was
Like, just
alluding,
think about it.
that the Greys were not, that the Greys were essentially bioengineered robots, and that they weren't the intelligence in the vehicle, and that the vehicle itself had a consciousness.
Get the fuck out of here.
And that the U.S. government uses people with psychic abilities
To talk to them?
to call these ships in.
That I have heard before. I don't know.
And they call them psionics. That's what they call them. They use their psionic abilities. And then he said, and I've heard this twice now. Do you remember as a kid when you were in school? Do you remember the Gifted and Talented program?
Yeah, I was in it. The GATE. Gifted and talented something. Gifted and talented.
The GATE program, right?
Yeah. They taught us German in 5th grade.
Okay. Do you know what that was?
No.
That was a CIA program to find out who had psychic abilities.
No wonder they won't give me a job. Those fucks.
100%.
I got kicked out.
They did it nationwide, and they were testing kids to
Get
find
the
out who had
fuck
psionic abilities.
Get out of here, bro.
Dead serious. Dead serious.
One of the only reasons I remember that is I was in the program. Obviously, they taught us German, which I thought was really cool. But there was a kid there who was dumber than fucking rocks, and he had been in the programs like before I was, and I was like, "Homie, how did you get in here? Like, you lick paint."
Okay, well,
Like,
here's
that's-
something.
That
okay.
was the thing. I was like, "You lick paint."
So here's
Like, how
something
did you
else
get here?
interesting. I just watched another documentary, or part of a documentary that was about a documentary.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's called The Psychic Tapes or something like that.
Oh my.
So Harvard did a study on children who are LD, learning disabled,
Okay.
and or have oh my God. Not LD, but it's another one like that, right?
Mhm.
Turns out they have psychic abilities, like crazy psychic ability, right? And they tested hundreds of these kids, and they proved it time and time again. So the documentarian who was talking to the Harvard professor said, I don't believe you. I'm going to run my own tests, right? Like kids with Asperger's and things like that.
Yeah.
I forget what disability that is. But anyway, she rented out a house, right? She set up her own blind tests,
Oh my.
brought in these kids,
Oh my.
had them tested, and filmed the whole thing without anybody interfering.
Oh.
And it's 100%
creepy
true that
shit.
these kids have psychic ability. But here's the
Oh.
creepiest part. The creepiest part of this was that these kids would go home and they would be talking to their parents. They're like, oh yeah, I was on the hill last night, blah, blah, blah. And it's not just one kid. It was like all of these children were talking about this being
Oh no.
on a place,
Shared experience.
being on this place they called the Hill.
Oh.
Right?
No.
So then they brought one of the kids from another part of the country who'd been tested to meet this other kid. And they'd never seen each other before.
Oh no.
And they opened the door and they're like, hey, we want to introduce you to so-and-so. They didn't even say his name. The kid's like, oh, hey, Tommy. And they're like, how do you know him? He's like, I met him on the hill.
Oh.
So all these kids were mentally, psychically going to a place where they all meet and they talk with each other, right? That's the crazy. It's so crazy. It is so crazy.
Is
So
this
then,
a documentary that's out right now?
yes. And then, so the documentarian was like, okay, is the hill one place? Is the hill a regional, in different regions of the world? Are there different hills? What, what's
It's
this?
one spiritual plane.
Or who knows, right? So
Right.
they're saying that all these kids, like, dude, it was the craziest thing. And they think sometimes that they work off the people they're sitting next to. Like they can use their brain as well to work on solving problems or seeing things or anything. Dude, so if you want to see something cool, yeah, you got to see
I will
that.
not.
It's called, I think it's called the Psychic Tapes. Dude, it's wild as shit.
Trying to make me sick, man.
So anyway, This whistleblower, again, came forward, says the U.S. government is using these psionics and that the Gateway program in the 80s and the 90s
Yeah.
was the government testing across the board children to see who had psionic abilities.
Gifted and talented education.
Yep.
That's what it was.
The GATE program. That's not really.
Dog, we used to make fun of those kids. And then,
Right.
what?
But they
the
would do
fuck?
weird problems. They would test them for telekinesis. They would test them for psionics.
I'm going to go look this up. Then I'm going to file a grievance with the government that
That
I
they did-
need.
That they didn't take you?
Yeah, that you didn't take me because I'm not magical, but it scarred me for life because you told me I was intelligent, but I'm stupid. And I can't even speak German anymore. So fuck you guys. I'm about to do
Was
that.
ist los? Was ist los?
I'm about to do that, bro.
And type that into your grievance. Was ist los?
Oh, this is why the CIA didn't take me in high school either. Those bastards. I put my name, my number on there. Listen,
Listen,
I'm ready
they
to go,
saw that you
bitch.
failed out of the GATE program. They're like,
What
nah,
this idiot.
nah, not this dude.
We're not even good enough to stand at the door, bro. They're like, this kid's not even gonna listen. That's the real problem. That's why they didn't take us.
Right,
Because we don't listen.
right.
You gotta have they've been talking, and we've been studying it psychologically. I get it that all these cool special forces guys, whatever, but the one thing that they absolutely do have core written inside their brain is that they will listen. That's the scary part, because I'm like, wait a minute. How long until we don't listen? And what's even scarier is if you go watch all these interviews now, even the special ops guys are like, yeah, I'm not 100% sure who we were killing. So, and I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Nobody told you? Like, no, they just said you needed this guy out of the dark. Oh, I thought they were going to give us like a history and be like, listen, this is what my man did. No. They're just like, he looks like this. Go get him out of the dark of his room. Oh, this is Bad News Bears.
It's compartmentalization.
Yeah.
Just need to know.
That's what we'll call it.
Yeah, you need
That's
to know.
what we'll call it.
Right?
Compartmentalization. And now,
But here,
bring
so
us
here-
full circle
hold
to
on.
what we're talking about.
Here's the crazy part.
Oh, God. There's more
This
crazy.
guy said, if you imagine the U.S. government with the aliens, right,
Okay.
in the reaching out, recovering, and then higher, reverse engineering. He said, if this was a human body, right,
Okay.
whistleblower David Grush would have been the shoulder, and I would have been the fingertips.
Oh, so he knows who the commander was, and he doesn't even know who the top guy was. He just knows the commander, the guy who was ordered to order you.
Right. Yeah,
That's fucking
And
scary.
so he became a whistleblower. Super crazy. You remember we're talking about Dr. Greer?
Is that the guy who did the special forces at the Pentagon and just walked by the dudes and stole the code out from writing it on the notebook that we watched?
No, that was the
Oh, that's a different
attorney.
one?
That was the
That's
attorney.
a whole different scary one.
Right,
yeah,
right,
his
right. That was
story's
that attorney,
scary
right.
as fuck too.
Dr. Greer is the guy that's been doing all the UFO. He did the Disclosure project where
Mhm.
they had all the whistleblowers on the panel at the press club in Washington, D.C. He's been briefing the presidents and secret CIA heads of CIA about aliens and UFOs and blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
So this whistleblower went to D.C. to try to see if somebody was going to take some stolen material to turn it over to Dr. Greer, right?
right.
And so, because it was material that they were trying to recover. And so he went up there and said, well, I tried to befriend him to try to see if these people were going to show up with this material we were trying to recover.
Right.
Right. And he said he saw that U.S. Marine give his account of being in Malaysia where he encountered a UFO. And he said that there were like guys in like, no markings on their uniforms and held them at gunpoint, right?
Of course.
And he said he
Right.
saw these Connex boxes next to the UFO with like HVAC systems on the top. And he thought
Oh.
that they were doing, he thought they were smuggling guns or drugs or human trafficking. And he goes, here's the true story. He goes, the kid got it partway right. So I believed him. And he goes, and that's when I decided to become a whistleblower and that this wasn't BS. He goes, the shape of the craft he was talking about is 100% accurate, except the one he saw was 10 times bigger than anyone I ever saw. And he goes, in the Connex box next to the craft that he was talking about
Yeah.
wasn't for human smuggling. He goes, that's the container that the psionics sit in with the HVAC to keep them cool. And that's their little office, and that's where they sit to
Oh.
communicate with the craft. He goes, he got some of this stuff wrong. He goes, but the fact is, he was telling the truth, and I knew it.
About what was there.
Right. And he goes, and that's why I decided to become a whistleblower. But here's the craziest part. He said that him and like 12 other whistleblowers who have come forward on this are now forming a group, a public group called Skywatcher. Okay.
That everybody can join, and we're getting badges, baby.
Hold on. Skywatcher, they're going to prove outside of the government that UFOs exist 100%. And they have the blessing of 2 government agencies, and they have private funding to pay for it.
All right. First of all, we don't need your fucking blessing. First of all, somebody fucked up right there.
Well,
I already don't trust them. Let's start a new one.
I'm just saying.
We're starting a new one.
So it's a group of guys who are all whistleblowers on the UFO subject who had come forward and are now forming a group to prove outside of the government.
Is Tom DeLonge fucking funding this? Is Blink-182 funding
no,
this
but
from
it's
the
funny,
rear?
But you know who talks about him? Lou Elizondo talked about him.
Who's that?
He's another whistleblower that came forward.
About Blink-182?
No, about UFOs, but he was familiar and worked for Tom DeLonge.
Of course he did.
When he went civilian.
Because he went to that fucking program that Tom hired all those CIA whistleblowers in.
Yes!
Jesus. Yeah, we talked about that a couple years ago about how when we found out about how our man is a Bigfoot aficionado, like fucking dog. Speaking of Bigfoot, tell him the story about the Bigfoot video that we watched earlier.
Oh, about how one of these super rich people who's a bodyguard for a super rich person said the guy had a huge trophy room, and inside his trophy room
there was every kind of animal
from every continent on Earth.
Every animal stuffed and hunted and everything.
Yep. In his trophy room, to include a Bigfoot that was missing its left hand, and the left hand was in its own display case.
Bro, what do you think's up with that?
And he said the super rich guy told him they recovered, they got it in they hunted it in Washington.
Yep.
And
he said they hit it in the shoulder and had to track it
for like 3 days. And then when it died, that's when they extracted it and they had it stuffed.
What do you think the significance of the hand is, honestly?
To show you how big it is.
No, because if he's already got the statue there, why did they cut the hand off and put it in a separate display is what I'm saying. That doesn't make sense.
So
almost.
No, well, I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think hunting Bigfoots is fucked up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
it's not like just like I think hunting gorillas or primates is fucked up.
Yeah. We could say that for sure. Yeah.
But, and this is something I'm sure we talked about previously. What if the Bigfoot, right, is the evolution of Cro-Magnon man?
Which one's Cro-Magnon man? Is that us?
It was before Homo sapien.
Oh, that's not good then.
Well, what if it branched off and Cro-Magnon man became Bigfoots? What we refer to as Bigfoot. They speak a language, right? Because we have those Sierra Sounds recordings from the 60s, right? They have a language, spoken language. They travel in family groups. Like they're more human than we want to admit.
They avoid us.
Well, of course they avoid us.
As much as they can.
Right. What's to say that...
I want to live that life.
What's to say that there's not a lot of... and as a matter of fact, a lot of these DNAs that DNA samples that people are turning in to be tested, which is like unknown DNA, but it has a certain part of human DNA mixed in with it. Right? They say every human, there's a roughly 2% Cro-Magnon DNA in humans, modern humans. Some have more, but on average, the average person has 2%. And that's why we're fairly resistant to disease and infection.
I mean, you might be. I'm not. I'm getting infected and disease left and right.
Well, maybe you've got less Cro-Magnon DNA and I got more.
Well, you swam with the sharks, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I was going to say earlier, when we were talking about the whales and shark thing earlier, do you think that maybe sharks have just gotten a bad name? And that they're really just defending themselves against what they think is orcas?
I think sharks...
Because, bro, you literally hung out with sharks and they were fine. Nobody bit you.
Okay. You could hang out with a grizzly. You could hang out with a grizzly bear once or twice and it might not bite you.
That's true. That's true. I just was saying maybe the image of sharks is so bad.
Oh, for sure it is.
for no reason.
Yeah, listen, movies didn't help that. There's
Right,
a lot of things
because
that didn't
killer
help
whales are way worse, and killer whales they showed swimming with like a 12-year-old blonde boy. I remember we were
Right.
at that movie because we were 12.
it. Right. Here's what I'm thinking.
I'm just saying, I feel like the sharks are getting a bad name at this point.
Here's my thought, right? Sharks swim around, and what's on their brain is eat, don't eat. Eat, don't eat.
What if they just
Eat.
want to chill?
Don't eat. They're swimming around all the time, and this is what they're thinking about: is eat, don't eat. Eat, don't eat.
What about the killer whale then?
Killer whales.
Because those guys are horrible.
Killer whales have family groups.
And they kill.
They're
and
higher
they
level
kill,
intelligence creatures.
and they
by
kill
far.
for fun.
Humans kill for fun.
I'm not going to say none of that because we don't know any of those humans. But yeah,
There are a lot of animals that do that.
that kill for fun.
Yeah.
I thought humans were supposed to be at the top of the spectrum for that too.
Oh.
Just in general.
Well, look at the size of the brain of an orca compared to the size of the brain of a human being.
What's the size? Because I don't know.
They're massive, dude. Look at the size.
Oh,
of,
really?
Look at the size of an elephant's brain.
Yeah, I thought that whole joke was
You know,
that they got
say
peanut
elephants
brains.
are. Yeah, there's elephants are stupid or not intelligent. Elephants
Yeah, I
are
don't know about
incredibly
that.
intelligent and emotional.
Is that the comparison?
Yeah,
Oh shit! Their medulla oblongata so big and angry.
I'm just saying.
Maybe they're ornery because they can't brush their teeth.
Right. I'm just saying.
This is Bad News Bears. Okay, I have a new theory about our entire podcast. Actually, that goes along with everybody. At this point, we have to acknowledge that all the funny stories that are coming out are all things that everyone here thought when they were 10 years old. And now you're like, bro, we watched Indiana Jones when we were 10. We knew that the Nazis were going after the occult. We knew that they wanted to open the blocks. Indy told them not to look. They looked anyways. It is human nature that these motherfuckers are just out there doing horrible shit and don't want you to know.
Agreed.
And here we are bringing it, again, talking about stories, Paperclip,
How about
thing,
CERN?
DARPA, LARPA.
How about the fact that CERN's publicly admitting, they're fourth dimensional creatures coming in and out of CERN that they can't control.
Isn't that the fucking place with the fucking
The Hadron Collider that has the Shiva statue.
Yeah.
Out front? Yes.
What the fuck? Listen, I'm going to write those guys on behalf of the show. And I'm going to
Be my
ask
guest.
them if they can fucking let us have a tour.
Yeah, yeah, they're not going to have it. But you can Google that too.
Then we're,
CERN, fourth dimensional beings.
Then we're going to send Ponyboy out and Kenobi, and they can go check that for us.
Let them
'cause
go.
That's
Whatever.
what I'm saying, bro. I'm just saying, man, come on. Every day is a Spider-Man movie. We don't know how close we came to the aliens coming down and obliterating us. But thank God somebody in the government traded him some Cheetos and Red Mountain Dew, so he left us alone.
Right, listen. Here's what
It's
I'm
ridiculous.
Here's what I'm calling bullshit. Think about the tech that it takes to come across the universe to get to this rock.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
If they wanted us gone,
Oh, you're going with the whole not looking shark thing. Yeah.
we wouldn't even be here right now.
Listen, we were having a discussion at the dinner table about how humans have humans that they don't need. That at one point they wanted them gone, they got rid of them. I'm wondering if we're sitting in that element now where they're kind of looking down like, hey, you don't have to kill the pain eaters. They're not hurting anybody,
Right.
but themselves. I mean, do you think that's what it is with us? Because again, I mean,
I think we're being studied.
You got the Hawk Tua girl. That's why they won't come here. You know what I mean? What are you going to do on it, Hawk Tua? What
Right.
did you just say, bitch?
Yeah,
This is why
they're
people
like, yeah.
We got OnlyFans. Listen, I just saw this the other day. An OnlyFans model has died while filming a menage a trois on the balcony of like a 4th story
Where they
hotel.
fell off the balcony.
Yeah. 'Cause she fell off. My man, there are so many movies I have seen, and not one of them depicts those acts and the ability to fall off a building.
Right.
How? What the fuck were you doing?
Based on my
Based on my previous studies,
my consumption of this material.
I have never once seen anybody be in mid-stroke and fall off a building.
Yeah, no.
What the fuck were you doing?
Yes.
Plus, and then on top of that, there were 2 other dudes there. None of them could grab you and pull you back. You have to be within arm's reach.
They thought that much. They thought that much of you. I don't know.
Like
I don't know how to take that.
you're within arm's reach, bro.
Yeah.
What
Well,
was
you would-
happening? Okay, now if you
or
were
maybe
like
she stood back and was watching them.
right, maybe
Yeah.
she was back with the camera and fucking
Yeah.
walked herself off the balcony.
Yeah, who knows?
Come on, dog. That's why the aliens won't come here. That's why.
Is that it?
I don't know. I
It's
have no
possible.
answer to this. I think we should build a radio and start trying to contact space.
Didn't they do movies about this?
Yes. One guy managed to talk to himself 20 years ago.
Oh,
That was a
right.
good one. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'm just
God.
saying. We could build a time machine, try to go back to the Goonies day.
We
Some
could.
Back to the Future stuff. If you haven't looked up that theory yet about Goonies and Back to the Future happening on the same day, you should. What do you got, Shaggy? Oh, what's the age limit? Oh, you could be 15 years old and go into CERN. Dog, I'd be afraid of getting radiation poisoning just going to the parking lot.
Yeah.
What? There's ghosts in CERN? Oh,
Told you.
hell no.
Told you.
How much is this? How much is the thing? Yeah, how much is the tour?
You got to get there. That's the problem.
Where is it? Forgot. Oh, it's free. It's free. Party Boy, Kenobi, get your bags. Get your bags. First come, first serve. Because, there's so many people just showing up to the CERN, so you got to show up on the day. It's like that fucking Shaolin temple where they wouldn't let white boys in, and you got to go sit outside on the ledge and just wait until a fucking monk comes out and picks you up and tells you it's your time. My man sat outside that temple for 3 days. By the way, just so you know, there's a movie from the 80s or 90s about that. I found the actual human who did it on fucking YouTube, just so we're very clear.
Oh, yeah?
You can still go to the Shaolin Temple. He said he had to sit out there 3 days. Aliens?
No,
don't read it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, my. Yeah, that's another one of the reasons they won't come here, because they know that we're just going to try to eat them. And if it doesn't work, we'll eat each other. Like, come on, bro. Humans are so fucking stupid that they are tricked into it's the opposite of the Navy SEAL gig. He said, it bumped me in the water, I'm going to ignore it. No, they were like, we're going to put all these movies in front of you so you grow up and don't have any fucking clue what we're really doing.
No, it's 100% what it was.
And it's working.
Look up the psychic tapes.
Is that a CERN venue rental? For CERN?
You're not renting the Collider. You're renting the auditorium at CERN, right? But you still have to get there.
Where is this place?
Is it in it's
I thought it was in like Sweden or some shit.
yeah, no, it's in
The Netherlands?
Switzerland. Yeah.
It's all bad.
But it's like on the border near like some
Bro, I
Oh my
guarantee
God, my
you go
brain's
to this
fried.
place and the fucking chick in the fucking front who's a hot blonde has 3 titties and she comes to take you to the door. Come on, dog.
yeah, the telepathy tapes. That's it. That's
is
the
that
one.
the video about the kids and stuff?
Yeah, that's the
oh,
one
good. They got it all
about
decked out
yeah,
here and
that's
bro,
the kids who are
come
psychic.
on, dog.
Dude, it's crazy.
No.
Go on YouTube and type
Don't
it in.
even consume none of this.
Yes,
No.
you should.
No, I'm just gonna go pray.
Just listen
This
to
is
what this chick
horrible.
has to say.
It's fucking bad.
Well, listen, anyway, but you want to talk about UFO stuff? I watched 3 scientists sitting around talking about it, and the guy created a software and a satellite called
That's it right there. There's the page.
Hawkeye,
Oh, of course he did. Called
and
it
Hawkeye can triangulate on a signal
Oh no.
on the planet, and they use multiple you give them the frequency you want found, and these satellites will triangulate the position within 1 foot on planet Earth. Right? So what's interesting is while they were talking to the guy who invented this, and he invented this for the government originally, right? And then he stepped back
The
from
big government.
it. We'll have to, that's not what I'm looking for. We'll have to find the other thing associated with that. He was saying that his girlfriend, because they were asking, what do you think about these people who've been kidnapped by UFOs? They call them experiencers. What do you think about these experiencers and implants?
Oh, that's what UFO kidnappees are called now? Experiencers?
Yeah, they're called
Okay.
experiencers. And they're talking about these experiencers that have implants. He goes, that shit's true. And they're like, what? And he's like, my girlfriend has 2 of them.
Get the fuck out
Hold
of
on.
here.
And he videotaped this thing. It was crazy, right? He goes, I didn't believe her. I thought she was full of shit. She's got one in her hip and one in her forehead. And she said one day she looks at me, she's got a migraine. She goes, I think this thing just turned on. I'm starting to get a migraine in my forehead. Right? So my man's a scientist. He goes, well, hold on. If this is some kind of device, it's got to be giving off a signal, right?
Oh no.
So my man gets an EMF detector, starts it over here at 0. When he gets to the center of her forehead, it spikes. And as he goes past her
Get
forehead,
the fuck
it zeroes
out
out
here.
again. And he said at what frequency it operated, it's like 1.6 gigahertz. This thing was spiking out.
Worse than our internet and cell phones. Perfect.
And he was like, listen, your body should not be emitting an EMF signal from your forehead at 1.6 gigahertz. He goes, I've just been lazy, but if I wasn't, I could capture that signal, right? And attempt to download to see what information it's signaling out of her, right? He goes, if it were me, I would have encrypted the shit out of it. And if it's encrypted, I'll never figure it out.
Right.
He goes, but it's broadcasting information. And these other 2 scientists are like, well, what do you think it's broadcasting? He goes, probably biometrics. It's probably a geolocator. I mean, if that was me, right, and I put it in somebody, I'd always want to know.
So what you're saying is they took my girl upstairs and fucking tagged her like a shark and let her back in the wild. Yeah.
Yes.
I
That's
knew
what this
where they were going
scientist
with
was
this.
saying. And he showed the videotape of him with the EMF on her forehead, bro.
Oh my God, my stomach. Why, dog? This fucking show gives me nerve wracking.
Listen,
I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom.
I'm gonna find the.
Listen. Oh fuck.
That's it. That's the one I think I was looking for.
Oh, why? Why? Listen, I know we didn't talk about. No, you got me all fucked up. You know what I was thinking about today before you showed up?
Not UFOs and not aliens and not telepathy.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that bullshit. That's for sure. But I was writing my little notes here, and I was like, you know what, man? It's been quite a few years that Joe Skelly's been coming here tipping you. And I said to myself, it's good that you're finally getting all your notes together because he can't fuck with you anymore.
No, I can't.
No, yes, you can, because you show up and you always add new angles to this shit. Every time I'm like, bro, this show's going to be fine today. I'm not going to leave with queasy stomach. I'm not going to have to go to the bathroom 3 or 4 times tonight. No, dog, you got me all fucked up on some fucked up shit. And the worst part is I wrote down the most fucked up shit I could find. And now I'm like, I don't even want to bring it to the show.
Listen, I haven't even dipped into my notes.
I know. Tell him about Mountain Mike.
Outback Mike. I don't know why I have.
What does it say?
It says Outback Mike. I have no idea what it's about.
Outback Mike, if you're out there, write the new site, please.
But I did put down, so people who do like fighter pilots and F1 drivers.
Oh God, here
and
we
shit
go.
like that.
Yeah.
They've done studies on them. They blink differently than normal people.
Yeah, you don't fucking say.
And they process time differently.
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh my God. So now you're telling me that basically pilots and fucking racers are literally Anakin Skywalkers.
So we'll give you an example. F1 driver, in the one blink of an eye, they cover something like 200 yards. Like they're going so fast.
Right.
That's how far they.
Oh, yeah. Like because of their speed. Yeah.
Speed. The car at 236 miles an hour, the car goes maybe not 200 yards, but it goes. Dude, it's crazy. And then I just watched a helmet camera video.
I was just going to say it. Yeah.
Find on YouTube helmet cam video F1 driver.
We just watched it 2 days ago.
Did you?
And
Dude.
It's fucking weird that you're talking about this because I watched the video and I was watching the actual physical video of this guy doing it, and it looks like it's jumping.
It is.
It's impossible to follow it.
It's the car moving, right?
It's impossible to follow the video.
Yeah,
though.
that's the one, dude.
Right. Yeah, we just watched it. Yeah. It is impossible to follow that video because when you think about it, you're okay. So watch the video as a human, a normal person watches the video. You're trying to decide, and the reason we were watching it was because turns. Right. We were trying to depict how soon you have to prep for the turn to go into this. Bro, you can't even see it.
It's like probably a quarter mile before the turn.
Look at them. Yeah. It's like they know what's happening before it's... Look at that. It just changed right there. I would have crashed.
Right.
I would have crashed right there. Like I can just tell where I'm going to crash.
This causes me so much anxiety.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. Right there, I would have crashed. Right there.
Dude,
I didn't
if-
even see that turn. I didn't even see
and You
it.
can't see this guy. If you could see it through his eyes,
Yeah, no.
it would be totally different, right?
Right. Because his brain is better. I mean, I'm not trying to be weird, but it's got to be, bro.
It has to be because
If
you've been
you-
doing this since you were a kid.
Right. Yeah.
So you've trained yourself to
Process that data faster.
the data faster and time differently.
I want to meet one of these guys who's a martial artist and see if his hands are faster. I'm dead serious.
Oh yeah,
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
These guys would have to make for better fighters
You know
because
who
a
else?
human cannot move that fast.
You know who else?
who?
The guys who do the Isle of Man,
Oh yeah,
Motorcycle
Yeah, we
race.
watch those all the time.
the deadliest
We're
motorcycle
obsessed with
race
those.
on Earth.
Yes, I
right?
watch that all the time. We just watched another Isle of Man the other day.
Dude, that race is so insane.
It's
so it's
perfect.
like,
It's so
but pilots,
beautiful.
fighter pilots, the same way, right?
Yeah,
Or you know who's even more like that? Let's see.
fighter pilots are scary though because there's no reference, bro. When you're in
Right.
the air, there's no fucking reference other than the other humans that are around you.
Right,
There's
exactly.
so your brain is moving at this exponential speed on multiple axes.
Think about SR-71 pilots.
Oh god, my stomach.
right? Mach
Huh.
5 plus, right?
When your guts have got to be like just
Dude, in the
pressed
time that it
against your
takes you
spine.
to blink,
No,
you've gone 5 miles, right? Because that's how
No.
fast that thing's going, right?
no.
I just watched the whole video of a kid. They took a kid up in an SR, not an SR-71 Blackbird, but in the U2. The government still uses the U2 spy plane.
The what?
The U2 spy plane.
Oh yeah, that's the one with the satellite on top, right?
No, it's
the
the,
big
one
one?
with the giant 100-foot wingspan.
Look it up. I thought
Right?
that was the one with the antenna.
No, that's not the Black Triangle.
That's the bomber. What are you talking about? Shaggy, get out of here.
Just type in U2
You're
spy
fired.
plane,
This guy over here said the fucking stealth bomber,
which
is
has
the
been
spy
around
plane.
since the 60s.
You can't just call whatever plane you want the spy
Right.
plane, homie.
They
Bring
call
up
it the
picture.
Dragon
We
Lady.
can't see that far. Bring up the picture there.
They call
We got to
call-
send this guy to the Joe Rogan Academy.
right, they
'cause
call
this
it the
is a-
Dragon Lady.
I've never seen that plane. What's that plane do?
That's a spy plane.
It's the what? I listen
It's
to
like
you.
it's the initial spy plane.
Like
that
I
was
drive
ever,
above you and listen to you on the ground.
at
shit, or-
70,000 feet.
But is that literally made for audio or is that made for something else?
It's picture. It's got 25 different sensors on board.
Oh fuck!
Right.
This is how we got maps
It
of
flies
everything. Huh?
so high that they have to wear spacesuits.
Yeah, fuck that. I've seen the inside of some planes like that.
Right.
The pictures and
They're
stuff.
literally flying in the stratosphere.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It has, listen, it doesn't have traditional landing gear. It's got one in the front and one in the back. And the two wings have skid plates.
That makes sense.
All right. And that when it lands, they have to put like jack stands underneath the wings with wheels on it. Right. And in order to get this thing to land, in order to get it to come down,
Yeah.
they dropped the landing gear at like 70,000 feet and put on speed brakes to slow it down.
Jesus.
So that not that it slows down, so that it can descend.
Right. So we can come down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good on all this. This is fucking horrible too.
No, it's not horrible. It was a super cool video to
They're
watch.
just spying on all of us.
No.
Man, I can't believe we talked about this.
And they
stupid
got a
model.
race car that
Listen, I
follows
really-
it on takeoff and landing.
I don't want to be weird, but I really got to find out how that bitch fell off a 2-story building or 3-story building. But this we gotta, man. Here's the thing too. We've talked about this a million times. Everything we know about, we're 15, 20 years behind.
Oh,
Right?
100%.
So how many fucking people has Daddy Elon secretly shot into space and not told us about?
I don't know.
Come on, bro.
Well,
Imagine if
I know that they're telling you about people they're taking up there.
Imagine, right. So how many is he not telling you about? Daddy Elon comes down to you. He says, hey man, Joe Skelly, you're a whopping 22 years old. You are the cream of the crop from MIT, but they booted you. I will give you $5 million in your account. All you got to do is take this dick rocket up into space. It's going to come back, boo. And then it never comes back.
Well, I don't know about all that, but
Come on, bro.
I could just tell you that, yeah,
Come on, bro.
there's a lot going on.
There's got to be, listen, again, with the 20-year rule,
How about
with the 20-year rule,
hold on,
there
hold-
has to be stuff
how
that's
about the
going
guy
on
that
that we're
came out
not
20
seeing.
years or 15 years ago saying he hacked NASA?
Yeah, but you already knew that happened.
And he
Mitnick, that's probably Mitnick's homie.
no, so he hacked NASA
R.I.P. to our boy Mitnick.
and said and released information saying that the United States has a space fleet of ships.
Oh, yeah.
And he released all the
space-
names.
Yeah.
He released all the names of the ships. He released all the names of all the personnel that were on board the ships and the ship's captains.
Jesus. Listen, if
Is it
America,
possible?
if Orange Face came out and said, "We've acquired an entire fleet of spaceships and we are ready for the defense of the United States and
That's
the
not how he
Earth."
would have said it.
I'm just saying.
He'd have been like, "It's so amazing.
Jesus.
It's the most amazing, even more amazing
We're
than
not
what the
allowed to-
Russians got.
We're not
They're
allowed to-
terrible. They're terrible at their job."
And he said, "I'm coming."
Right.
But listen, so if he came out, if they came
but
out
this
like
isn't
that,
a
though,
politics show, right?
right, we're not allowed to talk politics. But if they came out and said that they had all that,
Would I be surprised?
no, would we be more? Would we? Feel
I wouldn't be
better?
surprised at all.
What if Daddy Elon came out and said that? Was
I
like,
wouldn't be
got the whole
surprised either.
fleet. Would you try to sign up and go?
Dude, I already told you.
Oh God, I know.
Space Force is my last chance, bro.
Are you taking the Mars fucking thing though? Because I'm gonna apply for you.
No, so here's my theory about the Mars
You
thing,
want a
right?
Mars
Elon
ride?
Musk developing all these AI robots?
Oh yeah, to send into Mars.
Dude, my man is releasing them all over the place, so they keep learning. They send all the information back to central database. The next generation AI robots get on a rocket ship to Mars and build the outpost for the oncoming human.
What I don't understand is this. You're kind of like this, right? You're like, hey, you see that patch of humans over there? They're too fucking stupid to go to space. I have a plan. Let's make a robot, send that robot into that patch of stupid humans, let them learn something, and then let's go to space. It doesn't even make sense. What are they learning? Are they learning how to eat?
You have to look at the AI robots as children.
I do not want to do that. That's scary. My kids are horrible.
But they have to learn, they have to start somewhere in their learning process, right?
Oh my God, this is horrible. AI's bad. AI bad. Break AI. Listen, you guys don't
All right,
even.
Diamond
You guys,
Dave.
listen. My watch is broken. Or no, my watch is still working. It should be
Bullshit.
fine.
There's no power outage. My watch still works.
Listen, we need to build some AI bots, and then our fans will never even know if this is really us.
I got a completely different subject. That I've been
Yeah,
meaning
we
to
should.
talk
We
to
should
you
get
about.
out of there.
What's your feeling on spontaneous combustion?
Depends on who it is and what they're combusting.
No, people spontaneously combusting.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Why are you not supposed to make it weirder? What do they hit them with garlic and they pop?
No, like people are allegedly spontaneously combusting in their home.
Wasn't there a fucking action movie about this?
I don't know if
It's called Screamers or something, when they used to pop in front of the mirror and like
no,
something.
I'm talking about like, hey, Miss So and So's been missing.
Get the
Somebody do a
fuck
welfare
outta
check,
here. And they
there's-
find her all over the wall.
No, there's burns in the chair in the shape of her
Oh,
body,
like
and her
hot.
body's like caught on fire. And
Maybe
Burnt.
those are the aliens.
Google that.
Get out of
Shaggy.
here, bro.
Find the pictures. Find the pictures of spontaneous human combustion.
Spontaneous. And you Googled that. That's great. That's going to be on the fucking Google history. What the fuck?
That's one. There's a lot. There's a way more than just the one.
I mean,
I think it's like 200.
what?
Oh yeah.
Goes back.
Oh yeah.
That has to be just science. That has to be they touch something the wrong way and some electrical something.
The cases are high in alcoholism. Like a lot of the
Oh,
people,
there you go.
they were all heavy.
My man was full of the ethanol, methanol, and everything else, and just gasoline tea,
Think about it.
Model T'd it.
Think about it. You're an electrochemical plant yourself.
Basically, you're a fucking what are those batteries that kill everybody? What are we-
Lithium battery?
Yeah, you're basically a lithium battery. Is that a leg at the bottom
Yes,
there?
it is.
Damn, dog. Why? We're not supposed to look at dead people anymore. Put that away. That's crazy.
All right. So I
Dude,
mean, is it possible?
Scientifically, maybe again, bro. If they were liquored up, maybe, and then what? Little too much static? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. It was oozing from their pores. I mean, I don't know.
I'm starting to wonder if we should have went to school for science.
Dude, I'll turn you on to this science podcast. That's a young dude who's a scientist that you can understand. But he, dude, it's a pretty good podcast. It's a pretty good podcast.
Yeah, but does he use that science to explain things that we don't understand, or is he just going to teach us how to make vinegar and baking soda bombs?
I'll just have to show you the
Yeah,
podcast so you can find it. Right?
Maybe
it makes sense.
You know what I've been watching lately?
What's that?
We talked about this. Was it trigonometry?
Mummets.
No. I was watching some physics stuff from a guy at Harvard. Man, it's cool. 45 fucking minutes and you don't understand a word. It's sweet, dude. It's like watching videos in Japanese. I'm like, what
Right.
just happened? Except for this video, he's just standing in front of a fucking whiteboard with a bunch of shit you can't read. So really nothing happens in the whole video. But it's very, very cool to see humans speaking in English
Right.
and you don't know nothing that's going on.
Right.
I'm like, this is very, very cool.
Dude, I'm going to find the one podcast with the three scientists sitting around talking, because they talk about UFOs. They talk about space travel. They talk about like I said, he invented this satellite system called Hawkeye, right? He talked about his girlfriend.
Of course. It's
But
called
he was also
Hawkeye.
saying Carl Sagan was involved.
Wait,
because-
is the same Hawkeye guy the guy with the girlfriend with the thing?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
And he
Hold on.
said he was he's a mathematician by trade, and he's been teaching himself physics, right? He worked for the Los Alamos lab and some other crazy people, right?
Los Alamitos, California, or different?
The nuclear laboratory out in the middle of the desert where
Oh.
where they tested the bomb and all that other shit, right?
Is that
Los
Nevada
Alamos.
or Cali?
It's called Los Alamos. It's like a thing in Nevada.
Yeah, I thought they blew something up in Nevada once. Yeah.
So anyway, he was saying the Russians we were sending satellites to Uranus, right?
That makes
CIA comes down to Los Alamos and said, "Hey, you're a mathematician, blah, 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 blah." They sent these signals back. We've captured them. We want you to figure out a way to decode it. So my man used math, decoded it, right? Several months later, or a couple years later, he's meeting with some super high intelligence people in the intelligence community. Carl Sagan's sitting there.
sense.
Carl Sagan's like, what you did for us to get the information about Uranus was absolutely incredible, because it turns out he was like, his big thing was Uranus and studying Uranus.
There are so many. What?
Anyway, look, I'm going to get off this subject because now you're turning this stupid.
I didn't say
But
shit.
anyway, the podcast was super crazy. It covered all kinds of subjects, and it proves this guy's validity and everything that these scientists were talking about as far as space travel, as far as
Oh.
the science behind the space travel and how to make it happen.
Every time. Oh, fuck. All right, dude. Listen, I'm going to start reaching out to these motherfuckers.
Please do.
Okay. And I'm going to be like, listen, dog, I'm going to need you to bring your fucking low jacked girlfriend to my studio so we can scan her head right here.
I'll show you the video.
I would kind of pay for that a little bit.
I'll show you the video.
Dude, that's freaky as hell. Listen, let's go back to talking about this guy who's got a girlfriend who's got a fucking,
The
tracker
implant.
interface. Right.
Right.
Okay. So, like, we've talked about our previous horrible dates, right? I talked about my worst one where it was like, damn, dog, somehow we ended up married. I'm fucked, right?
Right.
You've talked about the one where she was just sitting there and randomly was like, I could cut your leg off. Like, what the fuck did you just say?
No,
Like,
she
you don't
just-
even know.
She just started screaming.
And then there was the felon,
Randomly.
the felon one, too,
yeah.
who was like, hey, we got to talk about this. I can't leave, 300 yards from government building type
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, right.
So you're hanging out with this girl. You meet this new chick.
and she tells you she's got
hot.
to.
Bro, hold on. We'll get to that part because think about this. Like, you're hanging out with this new chick. She's hot. She's in the top of your list. She makes good money. She has an education. Doesn't seem crazy. You're hanging out with her. You're doing the normal date thing. 6 months fucking goes by, right?
Right.
How does it work? Let's say just 6 months goes by. How do you drop that bomb on the guy? You walk out of the bathroom one night, you're like, man, I got a headache. And he's like, anybody get some Motrin? No, that doesn't work. It's the tag from the UFO. Like, dog, how the fuck do you bring this up?
So let's flip the coin. I'm the
Mhm.
guy
Okay.
that she tells that to.
Yep.
At first, I'm intrigued, right?
You've already been with her for 6 months, so you've connected your
I'm
bodies.
intrigued. All right. I'm like, how come you never? At first, it'd be
Okay,
how,
okay.
How come you didn't tell me? Well, I was super embarrassed by this, and it's something I don't like to talk about.
Okay.
Okay. I can respect that.
At least
So-
that's down to earth.
So you start working on this, right? Then here's the question. She's geotagged.
Oh no.
You're with her a lot.
Oh.
Are you worried that you're going to be there one night
Why do you guys always
when they
make
come
it worse?
back?
Fuck.
and they go to take her, and now they take you too.
Dog, I haven't even gotten that far and you made it worse.
Do you?
Why do all the people from your camp make it worse, bro? I was telling these motherfuckers the other night, I'm like, dog, I could come in here and say the worst shit, and somehow you guys take it one more level.
I'm just saying.
Is that a
now? Do you have to be
superpower
worried
they
about
gave
getting
you?
snatched by yourself in geotag?
I wasn't until you
Or
said it.
you like this girl is
Bro.
crazy, but she's crazy and hot, and crazy hot works for me.
I was just still worried about her stabbing me in my sleep, and you took it a whole nother fucking level that the cabal is going to show up and
I'm
take
just
us.
more worried about the Greys coming to get me.
Do you dump her?
I don't know. I might write it out. I just maybe I
What
have to
if you
change my
d-
safety
what-
protocols.
Fuck, what if you dump her and they come and whack you because they don't want you knowing and talking about her geotag?
Well, dude, are you willing to take that risk? Is she crazy hot enough for you to take the risk?
I can answer for Joe Skelly, yes. I can answer also for myself, no. No. And I've had some fucking broads say horrible shit to me.
Oh, I imagine.
You know, just be like, I have this problem and like this could get you killed. And I'm like, it's okay, boo. As long as they're not here now, all that matters is us.
Right this second.
Right, yeah. In this moment, we're fine. But bro, no.
I'm worried that I'm going to get geotagged too.
Fuck. Why do you think they put
Well-
one in her hip too? Like why hip? Why the
Because
upper?
maybe one is the transmitter and one's the data collector.
That's fucking disgusting. That's just making it worse. Are you waving at us or are you
Raising
just
my hand.
what? Why are you raising your hand? It's a bunch of grown men in here. There's
it
nobody.
was-
But the real question to be asked is the signal having any effect on her brain?
We've been asking that question.
What if
She has a headache.
tumor in her brain?
She has a headache already. That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's giving off a signal means energy being put out, which means it could really mess with
right, but if
But
you
listen,
listen,
we never tag sharks that get them killed. I'm just saying. Our tags are safe for the sharks. So these
And- and if-
aliens
and-
probably made safe meat sack, tags, except for the 200 that have combusted. And 200 out of 6 billion is not bad. That's a better ratio than anything anybody else can offer.
That's less than 1%.
Right. You're like 0.0008% chance that you're
Zero,
going
zero,
to.
zero, zero, zero,
And it's really
24.
only going to happen if you find out you got probed and then go start drinking.
right.
Okay. You add a little Jim Beam and Jack in there. You're bound to get fucked up.
You might.
In maybe that's what's going
But then if you listen to the whistleblowers like Lou Elizondo, who said he's seen some of the implants that have been removed.
Oh my God. Why, dude?
You wanted to go down this
What
road.
did they look like? Little
He
diamonds?
said actually
They
some
look
of
like
them
Omega
were
watches?
he said some of the stories where they went to remove some of the implants and the implants would move away from the device trying to take them
I'm
out.
sorry. What the fuck did you just say?
Yeah. That the device, the implants
Uh-huh.
would move from the doctors
Walls
trying
under
to
flesh? All right,
trying-
we got to get off the podcast.
trying to remove them,
That's-
right?
Fuck,
Some of
dude.
them were
I didn't even-
encapsulated in not tumor-like material, but like growth-like material. They were encapsulated inside. Because think about it, the human body's going to treat it like a foreign object, right? And it's going to
Yeah,
encapsulate
you,
it. To,
you, or reject.
Or right.
Right. If it's too deep, though, I don't think that happens.
Right.
I think it just stays and
it'll
does,
it'll
I
get
think it does what you
encapsulated,
said.
right?
Yeah. Scar tissue around it or some shit.
Yeah. Essentially.
Ooh, is that what happens to a bullet when it gets stuck in there?
It depends on where it is in your body.
All right. Listen, that's some fucked up shit. We got to get out of here.
All right.
I do want to throw out a shout out to this, the Mystery Kendachi. Kendachi, is that how you say that? That's that,
I don't know what you.
that's that Japanese jazz funk band that you sent me from 1977.
Oh, nice.
So guys, go check that out. The Mystery Kendachi, Kindaichi. I think that's how you spell it.
The Mystery Kendachi band,
could totally wrong, but that's some 1977 funk
Japanese funk.
from Japan
Nice.
for you guys.
Outstanding.
Go check it out.
On a side note, what do you think of that Japanese rap I've been sending you?
Oh, you know that's hard as fuck. You know that's hard as fuck.
Dude.
I got a whole
and that
bunch
one
of that.
group is from Okinawa.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
hard as fuck. The Asian stuff was getting really big about 9 years ago. There's some really good Korean stuff that came out from the West Coast. It's like hybrid Korean, obviously more 50-50 versus that stuff we were listening to. I think it was like 99% Japanese. Pretty amazing.
Dope.
But yeah, we need to check that out. It's
Dope.
Dopetronic. Go check out the Japanese funk bands. Go check out the Japanese hip hop bands.
From Okinawa.
Yeah. And stay away from probers. Don't get tagged by aliens. Don't try to fight any sharks. Don't swim with any orcas. And I think that's it. Any more PSAs for you?
No, that's it.
No,
That's all
that's
I
it.
got today.
We're out of here. 30, 97 seconds of everything you never thought you would have.